The 2024 South African general election sent shockwaves across the nation. For the first time since the dawn of democracy in 1994, the African National Congress, or ANC, failed to secure a majority. The ramifications of this result are profound, ushering in an era of uncertainty and, for many, cautious optimism. The political landscape, once dominated by the ANC, is now fragmented, with a multitude of parties vying for power. This outcome is a testament to the evolving political consciousness of South Africans. Citizens, particularly the youth, are no longer beholden to the legacy of the liberation struggle. They demand tangible improvements in their lives, better service delivery, economic opportunities, and an end to rampant corruption. The ANC's failure to address these concerns has eroded its once unassailable support base. The current political climate presents both challenges and opportunities. The need for coalition governments, once a foreign concept in South Africa, is now a reality. This necessitates a new form of political maturity, demanding collaboration and compromise from parties accustomed to operating within their respective silos. The coming months will be crucial in determining whether South Africa can navigate this transition successfully. The ANC's decline from grace is a complex narrative interwoven with unfulfilled promises, internal factionalism, and a growing disconnect with the electorate. For many South Africans, the party that once symbolized liberation has become synonymous with corruption, mismanagement, and a betrayal of the public trust. The weight of unmet expectations hangs heavy on the ANC. Years of sluggish economic growth, coupled with persistent poverty and inequality, have fueled disillusionment, particularly among the youth. The perception that the party has become more preoccupied with self-enrichment than serving the people has further alienated it from its base. The once unthinkable, an ANC forced to share power, is now a stark reality. This outcome is not merely a shift in the electoral landscape, but a profound reflection of the erosion of trust in the party that spearheaded the fight against apartheid. The ANC now faces the daunting task of introspection and renewal if it wishes to regain its lost legitimacy. The emergence of coalition politics marks a significant departure from South Africa's post-apartheid political landscape. This new reality requires political parties to adapt to a more fluid and dynamic environment where power sharing and consensus building are paramount. Coalition governments, by their very nature, necessitate compromise and collaboration. Parties must find common ground on key policy issues, even if it means setting aside some of their individual agendas. This can be a complex and delicate dance, requiring skillful negotiation and a willingness to prioritize national interests over partisan ambitions. For South Africa, this new era of coalition politics presents both opportunities and challenges. While it holds the potential for greater inclusivity and representation, it also carries the risk of instability and gridlock if parties are unable to find common ground. The success of this new political system hinges on the ability of South Africa's political leaders to embrace dialogue, compromise, and a shared vision for the country's future. President Cyril Ramaphosa finds himself at a critical juncture in his political career. Tasked with steering the ANC through the uncharted waters of coalition politics, he faces the formidable challenge of restoring public trust in the party while navigating the complex dynamics of a fragmented political landscape. Ramaphosa's presidency, once hailed as a beacon of hope for renewal and reform, has been overshadowed by the ANC's internal divisions and the weight of its past failures. The outcome of the recent election presents him with a stark choice: to cling to the vestiges of the ANC's dominance, or to embrace the new reality and forge a path towards a more inclusive and collaborative political future. The success of Ramaphosa's second term, should he choose to remain at the helm, hinges on his ability to unite a fractured ANC and persuade the electorate that the party is committed to meaningful change. His leadership will be tested like never before as he navigates the complexities of coalition building while addressing the deep-seated concerns of a disillusioned populace. John Steenhuisen, leader of the Democratic Alliance, or DA, faces a different set of challenges. While the DA has emerged as a key player in the new political landscape, it too must adapt to the realities of coalition politics. Steenhuisen must weigh the benefits of wielding influence in a coalition government against the potential risks of diluting the party's identity and alienating its support base. The DA's historical stance as the official opposition has earned it the trust of some voters disillusioned with the ANC. However, entering into a coalition government, particularly with the ANC, could be perceived as a betrayal of that trust, especially if it involves compromising on core values and principles. Steenhuisen's leadership will be crucial in determining the DA's strategic direction in this new era. He must carefully balance the party's desire for power with the need to maintain its credibility and appeal to its core constituencies. The decisions he makes in the coming months will have far-reaching implications for both the DA and the future of South African politics. Amidst the political maneuvering and power plays, the voices of ordinary South Africans must not be drowned out. Citizens are demanding greater transparency and accountability from their elected officials, regardless of party affiliation. The era of opaque backroom deals and unfulfilled promises is over. The public's desire for a more responsive and accountable government is palpable. They are no longer content with being passive spectators in the political process. Citizens are demanding a seat at the table, a voice in the decisions that directly impact their lives. The call for transparency extends beyond the coalition negotiations themselves. Citizens are demanding greater openness in all aspects of governance, from the allocation of resources to the appointment of public officials. They are no longer willing to tolerate a culture of impunity where corruption and malfeasance go unchecked. Across the country, ordinary South Africans are grappling with the potential implications of coalition governments on their daily lives. From small business owners in Johannesburg to farmers in the rural Eastern Cape, the uncertainty surrounding the political landscape is palpable. For many, the hope is that a coalition government will lead to greater stability and improved service delivery. They yearn for a government that prioritizes their needs, tackles the pressing issues of unemployment, poverty, and crime, and restores their faith in the political system. However, there are also anxieties. Some fear that coalition governments will be inherently unstable, leading to policy paralysis and a lack of accountability. They worry that the compromises inherent in such arrangements will come at the expense of much-needed reforms and perpetuate the status quo. South Africa stands at a crossroads. The country's political landscape is in flux, and the path forward remains uncertain. The outcome of the coalition negotiations will have far-reaching implications, shaping the trajectory of the nation for years to come. The current moment presents both immense challenges and unprecedented opportunities. The transition to a more collaborative and inclusive political system will not be easy. It will require statesmanship, compromise, and a shared commitment to putting the interests of the nation above partisan ambitions. However, if South Africa can navigate this transition successfully, it has the potential to emerge as a beacon of hope for other democracies grappling with similar challenges. A functioning coalition government could usher in an era of greater political stability, improved governance, and a renewed focus on addressing the needs of all citizens. The stakes are high, but the potential rewards are even greater. The task ahead for South Africa's political leaders is not merely to form a government, but to rebuild trust in the political system and bridge the divides that have fractured the nation. This requires a fundamental shift in mindset, from a winner-takes-all approach to one that embraces dialogue, compromise, and a shared vision for the future. Citizens are demanding a government that is truly representative of their diverse voices and aspirations. They yearn for a government that prioritizes their needs, tackles the root causes of inequality and injustice, and restores their faith in the promise of a just and equitable society. The journey towards a more inclusive and responsive democracy will be long and arduous. It will require courage, leadership, and an unwavering commitment to the principles of social justice and equality. However, the promise of a brighter future for all South Africans makes this journey one worth undertaking.